Scooby Doo, even today, with all its shortcomings and leaps and turns, is still regarded as a classic cartoon of animation, and it's still a very recognizable icon to this day. With all the memes and other stuff that spawn from it, it's no surprising to see why that is. But if you really think about what the show is about, it doesn't really make sense in a realistic standpoint. So, what's the real reason of why everything is the way it is in the show? Well, there is one theory that speculates this reason, and it may not be what you think it is. So, sit back, relax, and go with your instinct, as we're going to be taking a look at the story of the dark secrets of Scooby Doo. Have you ever watched Scooby Doo? I mean, really watched it? If you had, then you've probably been as confused as I have been. Usually, a standard Scooby-Doo episode starts with the gang driving somewhere and a monster appears, though not usually where anyone can see it. Instead, it lurks in the shadows, growling and hissing and gently acting monster-like. This is the first stumbling block we had to the logic in the Scooby-Doo universe. Why exactly would anyone do this? Oh, so if they were actually monsters, it would make sense. But these aren't monsters. These are people in monster costumes. Yet here they are, prowling around in the dark, acting like monsters when there's no one around to see them. Certainly it's possible that one or two are method actors and really into their role, but that just can't be true for all of them. Just can't be. Speaking of staying in character, the monsters, or people in monster costumes, rarely, if ever, break character. The mystery gang never stumbles upon the monster acting remotely like the person underneath the mask. Even when Scooby-Doo and Shaggy pull their "let's pretend we're barbers" stick, the monster goes along with the act for at least a while before realizing, hey, I'm supposed to be a monster. Even when the monster is being tricked, he doesn't act like a human. Perhaps the biggest mystery of Scooby-Doo is Scooby-Doo himself. Why does this dog talk? Nobody remarks on this in the show, but clearly, talking dogs are a rarity. As far as I can tell, the only talking dogs in the Scooby-Doo mythos are the Scooby-Doo family themselves. One can't help but wonder why that is. Why do the mystery gang keep running across monsters in the first place? Surely this can't be mere coincidence, right? It's as if fate itself is drawing our gang of teenagers into these strange adventures. Indeed it is, as soon we shall see. The secrets of Scooby-Doo began long before the show starts, perhaps long before the Scooby family was even born. My theory is that at some point in the past, a person performed a spell that brought dark magic to Earth. This magic magnified in the form of cursed monster costumes. That's right, cursed monster costumes. It's a reasonable explanation. How else can you explain costumes that are so realistic that they can simulate anything ranging from an evil bug from the future, a 10,000 volt ghost, to a tar monster? Think about this for a moment. How can anyone take a wetsuit and a car battery and make themselves into an electric monster, or a tar beats? It's not possible. In fact, it's impossible. At least without some magic on your side. These costumes were spread around the earth by sinister forces. Every so often, a person of questionable moral fiber discovers them. The costumes use their powers to encase their vulnerable souls. If the soul is vulnerable enough, the idea of running around in a monster costume to frighten people makes perfect sense. Combined by dark forces, the person puts on the costume and actually becomes the monster. This is why they never break character. Why they enjoy lurking in darkened woods, and why they are manifest surprising powers such as super strength. It's magic that makes it happen. Over time, the costume becomes more controlling. It's inevitable is to transform the person from a costume to a genuine monster. Often, by the time Scooby and the game are evolved, this is dangerously close to happening. This is why even when the monsters are caught, they rarely accept defeat. It's only after their mask has been removed and their humanity exposed that the spell is broken and become human once again. Here's the real twist though. What does any of this have to do with Scooby Doo, you might ask? Well, to put it simply, the entire Scooby Doo family is cursed. I don't know why. I don't know if they had anything to do with the magic that unleashed the costumes, or if they just happened to make some powerful enemies. Either way, they were cursed into searching the world for these monsters. This is evident with the sliding scale of humanity exhibited by the Scooby Doo family. As for Saggy, Velma, Fred, and Daphne, I haven't quite figured out their place in the battle. Perhaps they're merely among for the ride, thrill seekers. Or maybe they're genuinely good people out to stop the forces of darkness. Or perhaps there is a more sinister purpose at work, a truly terrifying secret that we dare not to expose at this state. I'm looking at you, Fred and Daphne. But that's for another time.